Hello and welcome back to the Master League on Pro Evolution Soccer on the channel on Cultured Left Foot. That's a terrible intro, but it doesn't matter because we've got a new signing. There he is. Jonathan Tah has joined us. We are in the transfer window and today we've got Man United in the FA Cup, which is going to be a very, very tough game. And I'm not really looking forward to it because Lukaku, Martial, Pogba, Fred, Bailly, David De Gea, John Stones, that's an interesting one. They've just got a very, very good team, and it's going to be a tricky game, but then we've got a really good team, so it doesn't matter. If we look at the schedule, this is how we've got on since the last game, which was against Man City, where we got absolutely annihilated 6-2. We went and beat Brighton and Hove Albion 1-0, then we beat Leicester City 1-0. We drew 2-2 with Burnley and beat Wolves 4-3, a game I was very concerned about because we went 4-0 up and nearly threw it away. But today we have Manchester United. It's going to be a one-game episode today. We'll probably be commentating all the way through the game just so that we can see how we're playing and how it's going, and because Everton's a bit of a nothing game, innit? We don't need to do two games in this episode. We can just do the game against Man United. So let's get to it and we'll see what happens. So this, I will just repeat this now, this is the last season of the Aston Villa save. No matter what happens, it's going to be the last series, the last season of the save. Let's go with the blue v white. No, we're in our home kit, so we'll go for that. Probably does make sense to put them in the pink kit. I'm just worried. Yeah, there's a big enough distinction. Yeah, this will be the last series. I do have a Become a Legend series lined up to go next on the channel, but they'll probably, when this finishes, there'll probably be a little break from Pro Evolution Soccer. I'll get a bit more focused on the Football Manager stuff completely, and then we'll come back for the next instalment of Pro Evolution Soccer, which will be Become a Legend save. If you want to have a guess in the comments below who I've picked as my Become a Legend, then go for it. But if anybody gets it, I'll be incredibly surprised. So it'll be an interesting one. So yeah, why not have a guess down below and let me know as well if you're excited for it. If you're excited about seeing the Become a Legend save, I know they can sort of split opinion on Provo channel. So let me know down below. Is Talisca drop our? He doesn't. I'm going to start Talisca over Jack Grealish because we've signed Talisca from Man United. So I love a bit of a, you know, he scored against his former club. Oh, I could bring in Tar instead of Kimpembe, but that will drop it down. So I'll put Tar on the bench for Tuanzebe. I hate the fact Aguero's down for this game. He has been in such good form recently, Aguero. That is very, very annoying. Looks like that's how we're going to start. Does Gundogan... see, Gundogan for Havertz. But unless I start Havertz in there. No, see. Is it worth one drop in chemistry? No, I'd probably take the up arrow first, to be honest. Wanyama does drop it down a bit too much, though. We'll go with that 89 chemistry. Does anybody else being captain make a difference? Sometimes it does go up. Doesn't look like it's going to today, so we will give it to... Why not? We'll give it to Jan Sommer. He's been a pretty good servant to the club all this time. So we are lining up in the 4-3-3 formation. We're going to go for some advanced instructions today. We're going to have an attacking... We're going to go for attacking fullbacks, and we're going to play man marking of Romelu Lukaku up front, just to see if we can try and keep him out of the game a little bit. But generally, we're going to have to see... I think we're going to have to keep the ball, keep possession, wait, be patient, try and bring out a few skill moves here and there, and try and move forward in that sense with the ball. But... yeah, let's see what happens in the game. We'll be back for the lineup. So here we are then in the Emirates FA Cup at Villa Park, or the Estadio de Nivro Tevera. And let's say the FA Cup sold its rights for one game a season to be played abroad, or Aston Villa has all of its home games in the FA Cup played in Portugal for some reason. But here we are then, the players come out to rouse of applause. That doesn't make sense. Lots of applause. The ad boards are still there. As you can see, we've got the correct Emirates FA Cup ad boards in as well, which is very, very nice. I don't know why the Premier League logo is still in the background. But Man United in their salmon pink kit. He's a very happy chappy. Is that going to be Jesse Lingard? I'm not too sure, but the players wave to the fans. Everybody's happy. Let's get in to the lineups and see how both teams are going to line up. So Aston Villa Jan Sommer in goal, gets his place back in the team. It's Gastonville, Retsos, Kimpembe, Tierney at the back, Celebas, Taleska and Havertz in the middle, Dybala, Weir and Gareth Bale in a pretty formidable front three, to be honest. I'm pretty sure fans of Villa never thought they'd see that front three in the Aston Villa colours. De Gea, John Stones, Carrera, Baye and Nacho at the back, Fred, Pogba and McTominay in the middle, Moore, Lukaku and Martial on the front three. Jose Mourinho still in charge in this alternative universe. It's a fantastic stadium, a fantastic surface to play on. Let's get the game underway as it's Timothy Weir that gets us kicked off, and Ceballos straight away looks to get Gastonville involved, who we're going to think today is going to get a bit more licence forward, and here he is straight off the bat. Gastonville, and it goes to Weir. Weir just trying to hold it up, but Pogba gets a good foot in, and then McTominay can go up the line to Martial. Now Martial runs forward with it, trying to lose Retsos, and lays it back to Nacho, and Martial has got in behind. Was he offside? No, he's not. Lukaku is actually beaten very well in the air by Kieran Tierney, who puts it straight up to Talisca. Up it goes to Dybala. Dybala comes forward, looks to skip away from Nacho, and surely was fouled, but the referee says play on. It's a bit of a dangerous pass back from Dybala, but Aston Villa keep the ball. Dybala on it again, looks in field towards Havertz. Havertz goes up towards Weir, flicks it on to Bale. He's got Tierney on the overlap, but Timothy Weir's found himself in a bit of space. Weir looks to get through. He's actually gone down in the box, but the referee is having none of it, and tells him to get up and plays on as Ceballos lays it off to Tierney straight away into Kai Havertz, into Dybala. Weir looks to turn, invites Tierney forward. He was fouled and caught late, but the referee plays the advantage. It's gone into Bale. Bale one more into Weir. Weir shoots. Oh, just the wrong side of the post. Aston Villa nearly off to an absolutely tremendous start in this game as it came out to Tierney on the overlap. Tierney flicked it into Bale. Bale then just crossed it low once more, and Weir, he beat De Gea but also beat the side of the post. And that's a very unlucky start for Aston Villa. They've been threatening, and it seems to be working okay, this formation of the 4-3-3 for the Villains at the moment, as Retsos sensibly just keeps the ball to go back to Jan Sommer, out to Havertz. Tierney already pushing very high up, trying to put Man United onto the back foot, and Tierney comes forward, lays it in field to Weir, but it's well intercepted by Moore for... it wasn't Moore because he's on the ball now for Man United. Pogba looks infield to Lukaku. Ceballos just standing his ground, giving Pogba a bit of space to try and pick the right pass as Lukaku brings down the deflected pass. Goes in for it again. Retsos fooled by the dummy. The shot is deflected by Tierney, and Man United win the corner. And it's going to be Paul Pogba to try and swing this one in. Can he find the dangerous Lukaku? McTominay, lots of tall players in there. McTominay gets under it, but Talisca does well, and Aston Villa now look to launch a counter-attack as Havertz comes forward with it. Plays it infield looking for Weir. Weir flicks it one more onto Talisca, who's got the run of Gareth Bale. Can Gareth Bale get away from Phil Jones? John Stones it was. They rhyme, but he has won a free kick, which is very, very interesting. And Dybala lines over it already, but they're going to get Talisca involved for this one. There's a tall man in the middle there. Can Talisca just get it over the wall? He can't. It hits Fred. Ceballos knocks it down. Talisca lays it out to Tierney sensibly. Tierney tries to flick it in. Bale with the overhead. Oh, it's blocked by Baye. And David De Gea easily pounces on the rebound or the deflection. And looks to get Man United on the attack early. Moore flicks it on towards John Stones, who's playing the unorthodox position of right back. Not something you would expect from the ex-Man City player. He was more commonly seen as a centre-back or a holding midfielder in the time of Pep Guardiola at Man City, as Dybala is released. Tries to just get away from Nacho. What can he do here? Flicks it in. Weir lays it off to Gastonville. Sees the run of Bale at the back post, but Talisca's in there as well. Just can't manage to find him. Dybala fires a great technical ball out to Tierney, who then got his pass into Bale completely wrong. And Moore will look to flick this on towards Fred, and Lukaku's made a great run in behind off the back, and he's got the man coming out, and Sommer's come a long way and missed it, and Lukaku chips it over him, and it is 1-0 in the FA Cup third round. Lukaku scoring the goal, captain for the day for Man United, and that is a wonderful, wonderful finish, and De Gea applauds and appreciates that, and it's 1-0 United. It was a good header from Moore into Fred. Lukaku got the wrong side of the defence. It was over the top, and Jan Sommer was all a little bit too slow off his line. 1-0 United, and that has come pretty much against the run of play And that's a shame for the villains that have made the trip over to Portugal. And Aston Villa looks up the line into Talisca. Dybala just hold on to it, sees Weir in front of him, gets it back from Weir. Aston Villa's given that option again to go forward. Swings the cross in, looking for Bale. Stones is there. And I think that could be a good tactic from Mourinho. That Stones in at the right back position to try and counterbalance Bale's height that he has. Talisca loses out to Martial pretty poorly. Ceballos can't position himself into that, but Martial overhits the pass. And Aston Villa hold on and look to just build again. Tierney up into Gareth Bale's feet. Gareth Bale goes into Weir. Weir lays this back to Talisca, who looks over the top towards Dybala. Who's just taken off his head by Nacho. And Aston Villa are showing they are dangerous on this attack. And Dybala asks for some movement. Two players come towards him. He ignores them. Goes in towards Gareth Bale. But Guerrera is there to flick it away from the Welshman, who was let it go out for a throw. And Aston Villa just looking to get in this game. Back it goes to Talisca. Talisca back to Ceballos, who loses out to Lukaku, who really messes up that pass. And it's pounced on by Retsos. Out to Aston Villa. Aston Villa up to Dybala. Tries to flick it through to Timothy Weir. And Man United are doing a good job of congesting the central midfield and centre-back positions as Lukaku looks to turn. Gives it into Fred, who got the assist for Lukaku's goal. Nacho comes forward. Great tackle from Retsos there. Talisca looks to pick it up. Now he's going to have time to accelerate towards the defence. Just holds it off. Gives it to Bale. Has the run of Tierney on the outside of him. Tierney comes forward, using this left wing really well. Tierney's waiting for options in the box. Looks to try and cut it back, and Bailly's there again. Bale can't keep it alive. That's a foul again, but it's gone in the favour of Paul Pogba. Can you believe it? And David De Gea over the free kick. Is he going to go long? Yes, he is. And well, when you've got a target like Lukaku up there, it makes sense to go long, I guess, as Kimpembe just waiting for an option. Retsos is that option and gives it out. You can see Aston Villa have obviously been training on using the width in this game, trying to move the ball quickly to free up the fullbacks. And that's again a wonderful ball out to Kieran Tierney into Gareth Bale. Looks to put it around the corner. Timothy Weir's in and fires it into the corner of the goal, giving De Gea absolutely no chance. What a move that was by the Aston Villa players. Timothy Weir runs off celebrating as you would expect. What? Timothy Weir knocked it out wide to Tierney here. Tierney comes forward into Bale. Bale, lovely no-look pass into Weir. Left-footed finish. And this boy is on fire for Aston Villa at the moment. 1-1. And it's a very even game so far. Aston Villa dominating it more on attempts on goal. But we know that Aston Villa have got to be wary of the counter-attack. And Aston Villa flies in a little bit dangerously. Picks up a yellow card for his tackle on Anthony Martial. As you can see here, Martial just let it come into his body, and Aston Villa flew in with a bit of a bad tackle and knocked the Frenchman flying. But for now, it is another Frenchman over the ball. Paul Pogba looks to swing it in. Kimpembe's underneath it, wins the header, and Dybala will look to bring this away as Gareth Bale comes forward with it, and he notices Timothy Weir has made that run through the middle, and Weir might get on the end of this. He does. His shot is blocked, and then he can't get on the bouncing ball, and McTominay looks to bring it away. Kimpembe beating in the air by Moore, which is something he will not be happy about. Lots of Frenchmen on the pitch actually looking at this game today. We have Kimpembe, Pogba, Martial. I'm sure there's others as well that I am forgetting as Tierney gives it into Vert, out to Bale, who is the solitary Welshman on the pitch. Timothy Weir uses his skill and strength very well to get away from Bailly. Just flicks it back into Talisca. That's a really poor pass, but Pogba was not paying attention at all and actually made its way through to Bale, who then lost it because he wasn't expecting to get it. And Kimpembe sees loads of space out on the right with a wonderfully weighted pass up to Aston Villa. Dybala tries to flick it into Talisca's path, and McTominay can just coof it away, but Talisca was a bit late in the tackle. And it's a foul on the Scotsman. And here it is again. Yeah, just a little bit late after McTominay cleared it. Probably the correct decision from the referee. As you can see, Aston Villa, Dybala and Havertz all leading the way in passes made. Not a Man United player on the list. So it's indicative of the way the game has gone so far. Pogba won't be able to get that. Aston Villa, though, his pass forward is pretty poor. Retsos will win that. Tries to knock it down to Aston Villa. It'll come to Paul Pogba. Lukaku tries to give it back to the Frenchman, but Aston Villa gets on it. He goes long, looking for Dybala. There's the flick, and Talisca will pick this up, and Tierney was hoping to get on his bike, and he will get away with it. Moore not interested in defending at all. Tierney goes forward into Bale. Bale tried to go into Weir, saw the space, may have been offside as well, the American, but it wasn't on anyway. But that is a wonderful ball from Fred into Martial, and Retsos showed good composure, and well, Aston Villa in their entirety showing composure at the back. Something, yeah, they've maybe not shown too much of in this season, and that's why they've given up some cheap goals. But that was very composed, and Tierney once again is forward and just holding on to the ball. They know they don't need to rush it at the moment. Havertz spots Gaston Villa in quite a lot of space. First time ball into Dybala, flicks it on to Weir. Weir tries to go on one more to Bale, who puts in a good tackle and still picks up the ball and gets away from Fred as well, into Tierney. Tierney turns, tries to lay it into Weir. Weir flicks it on one more, looking for Talisca. But, it was a very tough pass to get through that body of players. And at half-time, it's 1-1 in this game in the FA Cup as the music blares out at half-time. 70% possession for Aston Villa. 2 attempts on target for Man United, 4 for Aston Villa. It's been a game that's been a bit short of attempts on goal. However, it's 1-1 and it's been a pretty entertaining game. No substitutions for Aston Villa, but a substitution for Man United sees the Scotsman McTominay, who was a bit of a surprise start in this game, to be replaced by Nemanja Matic, and that brings a lot more height and experience in the Manchester United midfield. And straight away Matic spreading the pass away as Lukaku picks it up into Stones. Stones comes forward with it, looking down the line into Moore. Moore gets past it, and it's Restos who beats Lukaku in the air, and Talisca will look to get this away, but that's a poor clearance. Gaston Villa picks it up, in it goes. Kimpembe wins the header. Havertz looks to just hold on to the ball and slow things down and make it a bit more sensible for the Aston Villa players. Just taking their time on the pass. Kimpembe takes a little bit too long on the ball. Tierney picks it up. Up it goes to Havertz. Havertz over to Talisca. Talisca flicks that out wide, looking for Gaston Villa, inviting him forward. Keeps it in play. But I think Dybala was not expecting him to get it. Ball forward, looking up to Lukaku. Ceballos wins the header. Talisca will just flick this on one more. In it goes, back to Talisca. He's waiting for Weir to make that run, but it was never forthcoming. Havertz picks it up, goes out wide to Tierney. Tries to flick in Gareth Bale, but can't get there. Talisca wins the headed clearance. Dybala flicks it onto Weir. Weir into Bale. Stones just get back in time, and Pogba gets it away. But really poorly, Tierney. Man United really can't get out of their own half at the moment. It's a poor pass from Tierney to give it away. And Stones keeps it alive. But again, Man United not doing anything with it when they win the ball back. Kimpembe up to Havertz, out to Tierney again. Really good outlets on this pass out here as Fred just about recovers it. But again, can't find Lukaku with the outball. Talisca keeps it alive. He's got Dybala running in front of him, Gaston Villa, and Nacho gets a good foot in. And now Man United do actually successfully complete a pass coming out from the back. But Gaston Villa puts in a good tackle. And that's the end of that attack for Man United. And all they get is a throw-in for it in their own half as the ball is thrown in. I'm sorry if the graphics are getting a little bit jumpy at the moment. I'm not too sure what's up with it. But for some reason, the game isn't enjoying the processing at the moment, which is quite rare. Because normally, as you can see, there's a big black screen coming on. As you can see, normally it copes pretty well with it. So maybe it's the new turf mod or something. I might have to lower the graphical detail potentially. But that's a very poor delivery again. Bale flicks it with the back heel. Tierney keeps it alive. He's then tackled by Matic, who tries to lay it off to Martial. It's all very, very congested in the centre of the park. Ceballos picks it up from Nacho. Nacho puts it in. He's fouled though by Ceballos, and it's going to give an opportunity for Man United here. So Nacho brought it forward, released it. Ceballos was late, and it is a free kick to Man United. Pogba stands over it. What can he do? He looks to dink it in, and that's very easy for Gaston Villa, but he's taking his sweet time in getting rid of that. It's Dybala now. Dybala lays this back to Retsos. Crossfield ball up to Kimpembe. Just tries to release Tierney. Flicks it on with a nice back heel to Bale. Bale waits for the run of Weir, but timed that pass all wrong. And John Stones plays the sensible option back to David De Gea. Up to Carrera. Into Eric Bailly, who goes long First time United have done that. Is this a change of tactic from Jose Mourinho, as Havertz will pick up this ball and Fred makes a good tackle. Fred back to Stones. In field to Matic. Up it goes to Moore, who just teased Tierney into trying to get that ball, but Tierney makes a good recovery tackle. And it still stands at 1-1. 63 minutes gone. Havertz does well to read that header, and Weir sees that Bale is through, and Gareth Bale, has he got the acceleration? No, he hasn't. He tries to feed it into Dybala. Pogba had a little nip at his ankles. Referee said it wasn't enough for a foul, but it did put the Welshman off. But that's, Timothy Weir nearly putting Gareth Bale in again. And again, it's been all Aston Villa in this game, and Man United have got their goal and haven't really threatened with anything else, as Fred puts a ball through, and this is Fred to Lukaku again, and like that, it's 2 shots on target for Lukaku, 2 goals, and Aston Villa are going to feel very, very aggrieved by this, because they have not deserved to concede 2 goals, and it's just the run of the green, as that's very well hounded out. Ball goes forward, looking for Lukaku, flicks it on towards Martial, puts it down into the channel for Lukaku to chase. Lukaku against Kimpembe, in it goes, and Moore heads over the bar. And I think there's going to be some fresh legs coming on somewhere in this game for Aston Villa. Looks like it's Jack Grealish warming up on the sideline, and he's come on to replace Talisca. Let's see if the homegrown villain can make a difference in this game. Tierney looks to feed it down the line towards Weir. He's asked a lot of him, and Cadera read it very, very well. Eric Bailly flicks out to Dybala. Jack Grealish looking to get involved in the game straight away. First thing he does is fail the player there, and Matic spreads it out wide to John Stones, who comes forward, looks over the top towards Moore. Kimpembe reads it very, very well. Tierney comes forward, looks to take too much time on the ball, is what he looks to do, and he's given a chance to Martial, and that's all come from Tierney taking too long on the ball here. Kimpembe got the clearance, it came to Tierney. I don't know what he was waiting for, but it's a good tackle into Lukaku, round the corner to Martial, and just like that, it's 3-1 United, and Aston Villa now find themselves in a world of trouble. As Dybala has the ball, licks it down into Ceballos. Good turn from Dani Ceballos. Out to Havertz. Havertz looks for Tierney. Tierney goes into Bale. Bale up to Grealish. Grealish flicks it into Dybala. Around the corner to Weir. Just trying to create a bit of space, but he has been nicked. And this will be a foul. And Dybala's over this one now. Probably will be Dybala to hit it. There's a small guy in the wall. Can they get it over? And Dybala does get it over the wall. Oh, he's hit the bar. So unlucky for Paulo Dybala. Ceballos looks to keep it alive. Grealish sees the run of Gastonville. Gastonville, Weir's there, and he's hit the post. And in the short space of time, Aston Villa hit the post and the bar. So unlucky from both Dybala and Weir. Good play here. Grealish invited Gastonville forward. He drilled this cross in low, and Weir just smashes it against the upright. Oh, so unlucky that. So unlucky for Aston Villa. What have they got to do to get more goals in this game, as Lukaku is given time and space to bring that down, which isn't part of the game plan. Martial turns. Gastonville with a good tackle. Ceballos comes forward, looks in towards Jack Grealish, but he's overhit the pass, and it was easy for Pogba to read. Matic comes forward, put under good pressure, but it's a foul. Gareth Bale is replaced by fresh legs and speedy legs in the form of Dembele. As the ball goes on, that should be Retsos, it is, and Jack Grealish will pick this up. Just, again, takes too much time looking to turn. Goes out towards Gastonville, to Grealish, back to Gastonville again. Gastonville tries to feed that into Weir, and does. Dembele comes forward with it. He's got lots of space to run into here. He's got the run of Kieran Tierney. Tierney's in, composes himself, fires it in the roof of the net. And that is 3-2. And hopefully that now gives Aston Villa a way back into the game. And that's a wonderful finish from Tierney. Dembele with a lovely finish. Tierney and Dembele and Weir all linking up there really well as it came in here to Weir. He flicked it around the corner to Dembele. Dembele just waited and waited patiently for the right time to play the pass. He got the wrong side of the defender, and Tierney fires it in, and De Gea could do nothing about it. And it's 3-2. And there's not too long to go. 10 minutes for Aston Villa to find a third goal. Can they do it? And can they keep their FA Cup hopes alive? And Timothy Weir looks like he's just starting to get a little bit tired. Retsos beats Lukaku in the air. Ceballos comes forward. Havertz jinks away from Pogba. Still going. Havertz is still going. Gets his shot off. It's deflected. Oh, and Weir couldn't keep it alive. It will come to Tierney. Looks down the line to Dembele. Fred gets a sliding clearance in there. And now Moore has some time to try and bring this away. Moore lays it into John Stones. Up to Fred. Fred turns. Gets wide. And now Aston Villa have to go and pressure the ball. Jack Grealish gets a little touch on it. Not enough to take it away from Lukaku though. Kimpembe into Havertz. Havertz gives that away under pressure. Lukaku just holds on the ball. Good hold-up play from the target man for Man United. It's flicked over the top. Martial. Lukaku could be in again. Lukaku shoots and he's got his hat-trick. And just when you thought Aston Villa were back in the game, they really struggle. And that will probably be game, set, match, I imagine now. As Ceballos will come off to be replaced by Gundogan in central midfield. And Aston Villa have tried and toiled, but Man United's class has just shown through with the likes of Lukaku and Martial really bossing the defence of Aston Villa today as they try to put the ball through into the gap, and it doesn't happen. Retsos keeps it alive into Gundogan, up to Havertz. Havertz into Grealish. Round it goes to Weir, lays it off into Dybala, took a touch, couldn't get his shot off. And Man United come forward again, up to Lukaku. Again, good hold-up play by the big Belgian, and Martial's going to have the pace, and he's attracted two defenders over towards him. Gundogan has the fresh legs, but Martial has the skill to turn away from him into Lukaku. Lukaku is harried by Kimpembe, and Kimpembe does well and brings the ball away as we go into the last minute. Timothy Weir's made a great run through the muddle. Timothy Weir, 1-on-1 v De Gea. Timothy Weir scores. I don't think there's enough time to get another goal for Aston Villa, but they have had a good fighting battle in today's game. Can they do it? 4-3 into injury time we go. 2 minutes of injury time, and we're already halfway through the first minute of it. Martial turns. Gastonville makes a good challenge, and it's going to have to be now or never. In it goes to Grealish. Grealish into Dembele. Dembele tries to turn and hold onto the ball, but Fred gets there. Gundogan slides in. Havertz keeps it alive. Havertz into Weir. It's a poor pass. It's cleared, and it's 4-3 the final score. Aston Villa, whilst they can be proud of themselves, have dropped out of the FA Cup again in an early stage, and I think they can feel very, very hard done by in that game. Disappointing for Cultured Left Foot and his Aston Villa team. But they crash out again in the third round. Really, the FA Cup has not been their competition under Cultured Left Foot, but we will go again, and we'll be back for the Champions League against Real Sociedad. Lukaku gets a hat-trick and then wins World Best Player of the Year award. So not a bad couple of days if you are Romelu Lukaku. So yes, we'll be back for the game against Real Sociedad in the Champions League, which is a bit further away, but we need to progress on with this save. So that's when we'll be back, and we'll see you then. It will probably be Chelsea and Real Sociedad, I imagine, are the two games we do, if we do a two-game episode. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll be back in the future with more Pro Evolution Soccer coming to you through the Cultured Left Foot YouTube channel. For now, I'm out. Cheers.